Hello, everyone. Good afternoon. I'm Julien. I'm the head of sales recycling for Fermat. Fermat is a startup who is 2 years old now. It has been created in October 2020 with the goal to create a sustainable future for the carbon fiber composite material, which is quite used in aerospace market. So the advanced materials are there to power the innovation and the mankind. They are high-performance material, like the composites are used in aerospace industry, as I said. The main issue, they are most of the time landfill or incinerated and becoming more scarce. So we at Fermat, we try to take this waste of advanced material to give them a second life by using a recycling process which is with a low impact on the environment. So for sure, we're taking the scrap from the market that are using the composite material, should be wind energy, aerospace, other markets. And with the recycling process, we are making sustainable products in other industries like sporting goods or consumer electronics. A word about the process itself. From scraps, as I say, we use mechanical operation, only mechanical operation, to make compounds. And these compounds are then used to make new products with a process which is proprietary for sure, but it's a pick-and-place technology-like process. And we're adding a small amount of virgin resin to make new parts. Here they are demonstrators of flat laminates, but the goal is then to make new parts for the market that I mentioned before. We conduct like a LCA, a life cycle assessment, to show that this process is like 9 times less impacting than the thermal recycling, another process to try to recycle the carbon fiber. And it's although with a lower impact compared to materials that are used in the application where we will replace these materials. So it's all good for the planet and for the users as well. Since the company has been created in 2020, as I said, we've achieved, we achieved quite a good target. We've been able to secure about 40% of the CFRP waste production in Europe. The company is now more than 100 employees. As we are a startup, we are supporting our growth with fundraising, and we have raised about $43 million. We have an industrial plant in Nantes area in France, and we ambition to have more to come in the US and also in other place in Europe. And already with the plant that we have in France, we have a capacity to recycle and to produce about 3,500 tons of new materials. So yeah, that's about it. And we are here to enable sustainable progress through the leading-edge industrial solutions. Is that fine? I think so. If you have any question, you can ask them before.
Thank you very much. For a second pitch, please welcome Alten Space.
Thanks. Hello, everyone. My name is Badr, and I'm the CEO and co-founder of Atlant Space. We started with a simple idea. We found out that drone service providers are not able to scale today because of two main problems. The first one is the operations they're providing are very expensive due to the cost of the pilots. The second one is that they're not able to expand their operations because of transmission equipment. This is why we've built Atlant Space. We build artificial intelligence to mimic human navigators aboard drones, allowing drone service providers to scale their operations and perform safe, cost-efficient, and beyond visual line of sight missions. By replacing the human pilot, with artificial intelligence, we're able to help drone service providers scale their operations. They can have one operator managing up to 20 drones simultaneously. They can also fly as long as the endurance of the drone allows it. The second point is safety and security. We increase the safety and security of the drones by enhancing the security processes with AI. We're also having an artificial intelligence that is available 24/7 days a week, not prone to errors, and it can land and fly from almost anywhere. We also increase cost efficiency. We reduce the operational cost by 8 times and have real-time information that are processed in the drone. So how does the technology work? We have 2 sides of the technology. The first one is the edge that allows the drone to fly autonomously. It has autonomous navigation with the AI that defines itself where it's going and its waypoints. Manages the fleet of the drones, not one drone, but a fleet of drones. And it also has sense and avoid obstacles features. Cognitive sensing, by analyzing the feeds from the sensors we're onboarding on the drone, the AI is able to understand its environment and perform its mission. It's also able to react differently to its situation. And on the ground side, we have predictive maintenance, mission management, and supervised deep learning. We also have our proprietary neuroevolution that allows our customers to kickstart their drone missions that are complex, not performed before, very fast. We can achieve in 6 weeks with our neuroevolution algorithms what neuroscientists are achieving in 2 years now, with increasing the achievement by 68% by selecting the best neural network that fits the data set that it has processed. We provide turnkey solutions to our customers. That includes the drone, including our core value, that is the artificial intelligence module. We don't build drones, we just assemble the drones, the world-class tier 1 components that are available on the market, and integrate them with our artificial intelligence. The numbers, so the VTOL market, commercial market, is estimated to be at 3 billion by 2027, and the total commercial market for drones is estimated to be at 47 billion. So the team is Younes Moumen and myself as CXOs. I have an extended experience in building, negotiating, and closing multi-million-dollar deals with Microsoft, Nokia, and Siemens. And Younes has an extensive experience building artificial intelligence for the gaming industry. We're today raising $14.7 million for our Series A's. We have already built a global brand. We've been featured by NVIDIA as one of the hottest startups in AI in Europe, and had many times been featured in CNN and Reuters. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Our third presentation this afternoon is Nuke IA.
Good afternoon, everybody. When you talk about AI, very often you want to understand when the computer was able to beat human beings. And to compare, we got history where we look at when AI beats world champions in bridge, and that happened in 1996, or Jeopardy or Game of Go. There's one game that has never been cracked, I would say, by AI. That's the game of bridge. And the reason is you have human influence. You need to do deduction. You need to play with a colleague. And you also need to, you don't have all the information. And that's why it's extremely challenging to crack this game. This is something we did about a year ago. And we use some AI and our paradigm to beat 8 world champions of bridge that we have invited last year. That was the first time ever That has never been done before and never been done since then. Out of this sandbox, the key question is, how do we want to use what we've created for the Bridge Challenge? And the key question is, we can help, and how can we help all these companies? Because when a company is big, then at one point, it becomes too complex to manage. One customer we're working with is Thales, where we do fusion of heterogeneous data to help them on the complex problems to solve and to make recommendation to the commandment of NATO. But today, we got a solution as well to do crew pairing, crew management for companies such as Transavia, for instance, because the number of combinations to run their operations is about 10 to the power to 1,300, which is just massive. It's extremely complex. And you want to avoid what happened with Southwest back in December last year. So these are the type of KPIs that Transavia was looking into to say, guys, this is what we want to improve. We're going to reduce this. We're going to increase that, da, da, da. And at the end of the day, they improve quite significantly. I can't share numbers, obviously, but they improve quite significantly on some KPIs, again, running their operations. So that is Nukai. We're based in Paris. Personally, I'm based in Singapore, and we have a team of highly talented people. We talk about sustainability also because CNRS looked at our solution and said, when they made a calculation how much energy we consume for the Bridge Challenge, we use 200,000 times less than the Google solution for the game of Go, for instance. So we're talking about sustainability. That's a very important point. We're talking about highly talented talents, and we created the solution we're working with today. So that's Nukai, and that's what I wanted to share with you today. Thank you.
Now, as a fourth pitch, we've got Devotel Electric Aviation. Please welcome them. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you all. Dovetail. 95% of the air transport concentrates in 5% of the airports. And actually, that represents typically very long commutes. We could actually increase, or we could take 25% of the population to be close or closer than 15 minutes to a local airport if airlines typically could operate on those airports. Issue with that is that you need small aircrafts and they are easy to fill, but typically in airports where there's not a lot of demand, and particularly they're very high operating costs. What we think, what we believe, and what we know is that electrification can change that. But what we're seeing lately is that there's many startups, many companies that have launched into the race of developing brand new aircrafts. That is a significant endeavor with a lot of risk that can cost literally hundreds of millions of dollars, if not billions. We're approaching this from the retrofit side of things. What we're thinking is that there's a huge market, a huge fleet of thousands of aircrafts out there that are infrautilized and that actually could be used to serve those regional airports. We're talking about an $80 billion market. And there are lots of missions that even with a suboptimal solution, as in a retrofitted aircraft, can actually provide air transport and connectivity to small communities. The solution is simply take an existing airframe, take advantage of the fact that their turboprop or their internal combustion engine needs to be overhauled every 3,600 hours, and use it to replace it with an electric motor and an energy storage system based on batteries or hydrogen. And we can actually materialize cost savings of more than 40%. This is a significant market. As I said, if we approach the whole fleet, we're talking about an $80 billion market. But even if we focus initially on very short flights, and that's what electrification can do, we're talking about $10 billion of value. Just looking at one of the platforms, the Cessna Caravan, that is the aircraft that we're starting to retrofit. We're talking about a global market of more than $1 billion. And yeah, that's our plan, focusing on first retrofit of those platforms, and eventually turning into the development of a brand new aircraft. That's where we started a few years ago. This is so far yeah, our itinerary, so to speak. Yeah, we have a brand new aircraft as the initial or the start of the development plan. But we've set up our arrangements and agreements with key partners like Magni-X as a power plant partner. We have orders from Monty with more than $100 million in value. We've attracted the interest and the investment of several airlines, and we proved the first prototype of our technology earlier this year. This is our team with lots of people with significant experience from the industry, several airlines represented in our board, also pioneers of electrification like Rory Gansarski, that used to be the chairman of Aviation and CEO of Magni-X, and us with at the operational level with long experience in the aerospace industry, including people, just a few of them, or just a few of the scarce people that you can find with direct electric aviation experience. We're raising $7.5 million basically to get us to certification, and we hope to be there in less than 3 years. With that, we'll be able to make possible reduction in operating costs of 40%, basically going to full electric, zero emissions, and yeah, that will generate revenues in less than 3 years through the industrialization of the technology that we're working on. That's us.